Hello everyone and welcome to a new type of video for the channel. Today we will be testing out Assassin's Creed Black Flag, the original 2013 release, not to be confused with the new remake Resynced, to see if the game is playable on a Steam Deck at 1080p docked mode. I plan on making this a series with games I feel are worthwhile on deck and any games you recommend testing. You may be saying, playability is subjective, and yes, that is 100% true, so I will be making my guidelines clear. My perfect rating will mean a native 1080p resolution with a stable 30 or more FPS. In order to just be playable, it will have to be at least 1080p with balanced upscaling at 30 FPS on minimum settings. In the thumbnail for each video, I will put whether it is perfect or playable, as well as in the title. Before we fully get into this, I wanted to go over the settings I had. So, as you can see, it's 1080p, 60 FPS is the setting. I would recommend putting it locked, but you will see here soon and make up for yourself. I have the environment quality set to normal, textures set to high, no anti-aliasing, but this is really personal preference. Do not set it to MSAA, but SMAA, FXAA, and off are all perform pretty identically, so it's just personal preference at that point. Normal shadow quality, normal reflection quality, no motion blur, once again another personal preference option. SSAO ambient occlusion, low God rays, and volumetric fog, and then VSync is off, but you can turn that on if you want, although it is kind of redundant because of the tearing the VSync feature built into the Steam Deck. So right now I have the game running during the opening segment of the game at an uncapped frame rate, where it's hovering roughly between 30 and 40 FPS, does not seem to dip below 30, which is perfect. And I'm in the opening segment because this is a graphically intensive area, it runs worse than the rest of the game, and cloud saves do not exist for this game, and I found that out the hard way after I wiped my Steam Deck, losing my whole save file. So that is why we are not viewing any later gameplay, because I've played through this game 3 times now, and I am not ready to do it again, even though it's a brilliant game. And now I am here right after that ship battle, and I have enabled the frame rate cap to 30 FPS, and I have also changed the performance indicator level from the highest to number 3, so that it doesn't cover half the screen, because most of that information is redundant anyways whenever it's plugged in. So right now you can see the GPU percentage, the frequency, and then the same for the CPU, and then the VRAM, RAM amounts, and the frame rate and the frame time graph. So as you can see, it is a nice stable 30 FPS. The frame time graph is looking pretty decent too. 33.3 milliseconds all around, which is pretty darn nice. So this overall so far is very playable. I think it's perfect. I mean, like, this is a great way to experience the game. I think it's a better way to experience it than on Xbox One. Do I think it's better than the new remake? I think the remake's good, but the combat doesn't do it for me, so I don't know, it's just something about it. But back to the game, you can see that there's no frame rate drops at all. It is a locked 30 FPS, which is to be expected of such an old game, but it's just nice to see.
We could work together on this. Keep your distance.
Alright, and there's that. I think overall the game runs pretty well for being on the Steam Deck at 1080p. Tell me what you think in the comments, and just know I do plan on refining this video format in the future. This was made just as a test of my new capture card that I have recently gotten because my old one decided just to not work anymore, so I wanted to make sure this one was up for the task. In the future, these will be much visually nicer. The audio quality should be a bit better. Everything should just overall be a bit more polished and refined. And yeah, so don't. This is like the pilot episode, the concept. See what it's like, see if people actually watch it, and if they do, then I'll go back in and refine it even more because it definitely needs the work. I made this in about 3 hours at night, so yeah, but I was just curious to see how this game ran, and I've noticed this is kind of an untapped market on YouTube. Nobody really does Steam Deck docked. I mean, like, I know there is a few YouTubers out there who do it, but they very rarely upload videos related to the docked part. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I hope you'll stick around for the next one. See ya.